Have you ever been around someone who appears friendly on the surface, but on an intuitive level, something just feels off? Have you ever experienced a subtle unease, a gut feeling that suggests something darker lies behind their smile? Carl Jung, one of the foremost experts in understanding the human psyche, introduced a critical concept: the shadow. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves that we deny. Yet these aspects often show themselves in how we interact with others. When someone harbors feelings like hate, envy, or resentment, they may try to suppress them, but they can never fully conceal them. The signs are there, subtle, yet undeniable. Today, I'll share 8 unmistakable signs that someone close to you might harbor hidden hostility, even if they are doing their best to conceal it. Be warned, because sign number 8 is the most insidious and could completely alter how you perceive certain people. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to Mind Loops. Now let's get started. The first sign is contempt disguised as humor. Hidden hostility doesn't always show itself openly. Some people express it through sarcastic jokes or sharp wit. They make light of things that are sensitive to you, and when you point this out, they respond with phrases like, "I was just joking," or "don't be so sensitive." This behavior is particularly subtle because it leaves you feeling uncomfortable, while they maintain the appearance of someone who is harmless and just being playful. However, when this ironic humor is repeated on the same topics over time, it is not just about jokes. It may be a sign of underlying hostility. Jung explained that our personal shadow is projected onto others in ways that can be subtle, and at times even involuntary. If someone regularly uses humor to undermine aspects of your personality, they are revealing parts of themselves they cannot accept. The second sign is about hidden sabotage. If someone close to you feels threatened by your success or growth, they might attempt to undermine you in subtle ways. Sabotage isn't always obvious. Sometimes it shows up as misleading advice, miscommunication, or small mistakes that compound and prevent you from achieving your goals. A friend or family member who forgets to give you important information, leaves out key details, or inadvertently complicates things for you might not be as absent-minded as they seem. If these incidents keep happening, especially during critical moments, it's time to ask yourself whether they are truly coincidences. Jung suggested that when someone lacks the courage to confront their own failures, they may unconsciously project their frustration onto others, hindering them to avoid confronting their own feelings of inferiority. The third sign is silent competition. Some people can't bear your success without feeling the urge to outdo you. Every achievement you have is followed by their attempt to turn the spotlight on themselves or downplay your accomplishments. If you share good news, instead of congratulating you, they quickly bring up something about themselves. If you tell them about your success, they respond by saying they've achieved something similar or even greater. This unspoken competition is often rooted in deep insecurities. Those who engage in this behavior can't stand to see you shine because it calls their own self-worth into question. If every conversation with this person feels like a competition, there is likely an unspoken resentment behind it. Jung argued that projection of the shadow leads people to see in others the qualities they are unable to develop within themselves. This is why those who feel inferior will try to belittle you or compete with you, to avoid facing their own inadequacies. The fourth sign is superficial support. Those who secretly harbor negative feelings towards you may disguise it with empty support. When you need help, they downplay the problem or make excuses for not being there. When you succeed, their enthusiasm feels forced or non-existent. This behavior is particularly noticeable during important moments in your life. If someone close to you is consistently unavailable during crucial moments or responds indifferently to your achievements, it's a sign that their feelings for you may not be entirely positive. Lack of genuine support can be difficult to recognize at first, but with time, the person's reactions to your successes or struggles will reveal their true feelings. Jung discussed ego dissociation, which causes people to become emotionally detached from others. This can manifest as coldness and an inability to offer true support when it's needed most. The fifth sign is control disguised as care. Some individuals try to dominate your life under the pretense of doing what's best for you. They tell you what to do, criticize every choice you make, and cast doubt on your ability to make decisions. Their true intent isn't to support you, but to make you feel dependent on them. This form of control can be hard to recognize because it often presents itself as loving advice and apparent concern. The key indicator is how you feel after receiving their advice. If you consistently feel more insecure rather than more confident, it could be a form of manipulation. Jung explained that the need to control others arises from a deep fear of internal chaos. Those who are unable to manage their own emotional instability try to control the lives of others in order to avoid confronting their own inner turmoil. The sixth sign involves the spreading of criticism and gossip. People who harbor negative feelings towards you rarely express them directly. Instead, they prefer to talk about you to others, spreading distorted information and criticism. This behavior is especially insidious because it impacts you indirectly, often without your knowledge, until you begin to feel the consequences. If you notice changes in the way people around you behave without a clear explanation, or if some friends or colleagues start avoiding you, it may be because someone is spreading negative rumors about you. False or exaggerated gossip is a powerful weapon for those holding grudges because it can undermine your reputation and gradually isolate you. Jung stated that discrediting others is often an unconscious attempt to project one's own insecurities onto them. People who feel inadequate or dissatisfied attempt to balance their own feelings by belittling others. In other words, those who speak ill of you are probably revealing more about themselves than they are about you. The seventh sign is a lack of joy in your successes. Those who genuinely care about you will be happy to celebrate your achievements. They will stand by you in difficult times and cheer you on when you succeed. However, those who hold resentment towards you will struggle to hide their frustration. You can recognize this by their cold reactions, sudden topic changes, or attempts to downplay your achievements. If you share a success, and their response is a detached, "Oh, that's nice," or they immediately shift the conversation to themselves, it's likely that envy or poorly managed competition is at play. Jung explained that an inability to rejoice in others' success points to unresolved internal conflict. The success of others serves as a reminder of one's own shortcomings, which leads to feelings of inadequacy. People who feel this way often minimize your accomplishments with remarks like, "It's not that big of a deal," or "I did something similar a while ago," or "You should have done better." These comments aren't just opinions. They're signs of suppressed frustration. If you notice someone around you struggles to celebrate your victories and instead shows signs of irritation, they likely feel something very different from what they show on the surface. Recognizing these subtle cues requires attention and sensitivity, as words can be deceptive, but body language and small details will always expose the truth. Thank you for following us on this journey. Now, as we come to the end of this video, remember that recognizing the signs of hidden hostility can empower you to protect yourself from toxic relationships. It's important to stay vigilant and trust your instincts. Often, the truth is not in what people say, but in how they act. While words can be easily manipulated, nonverbal cues and subtle behavior patterns rarely lie. If you have ever felt uneasy around someone who seems outwardly friendly but something just doesn't sit right, take a moment to assess their actions and the way they make you feel. Pay attention to the small signs. They could reveal more than you think. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Mind Loops. We hope this video has inspired and enlightened you. Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and if you have any experiences to share, we would love to hear them. Let's continue this conversation and grow together. Thank you once again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.